What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we want to discuss the role of some people not wanting a united South Africa. While other people fight for it, not everybody wants it. See, I saw this video on TikTok where there was this man who has a huge following mobilizing his people to create a one nation South Africa. Others were even suggesting a one nation Africa from Cape Town to Egypt to Cairo, basically. You know what that means? We have not left the colonial mindset. And it's 2025. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holler. Yo, peeps. This is sad, man. This is a real sad day for South Africa. You know what I mean? So there was this lady, right? TikTok video. This lady, actually, she was screaming basically into the camera, right? Saying we were not angry enough, right? She's like, where's your rage? Where's your outrage? And where's all this, I don't know what to call it, like humanity type of a setup, right? You're like, where's your humanity? Where's your anger? It's like, colored people and black people, we are not angry enough because here's a group of white men calling for the recolonization of Africa, right? And this man's account on TikTok has a following of about 15,000 people, right? Who share the same mindset as he has, right? Of recolonization. And he wants a white South Africa only. Now, my whole point is, I do understand that it might be a minority that call for the recolonization of South Africa and of Africa as a whole. But the thing is, I now believe that it's a growing mindset. It's not just a small number of people. It's like more and more people are getting into that mentality of wanting to have a recolonization of South Africa and Africa as a whole. Now, I totally get the frustration as to why they think like that, right? Because for me, I'm thinking it's because the ANC has totally ruined South Africa to a point where nobody wants them, and everyone is thinking, okay, cool. Since nobody else is doing anything to correct the past or to make things better back to where they used to be, hey, let's just do it ourselves. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, obviously, it's got to be that because what else could it be? You know what I mean? So I get it. It's frustration. I get it. It's 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 anger. I know. I totally understand that when you are so used to having things running smoothly and easily and just like things just working out the way they're supposed to work, and then all of a sudden there's nothing, then damn, you take matters into your own hands. And I don't blame people for wanting to do that. I actually don't, because let's be real, South Africa is a beautiful country with beautiful systems, with beautiful policies on paper, and the most progressive democracy in the world, right? We all know that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we brag about, right? Because it is a progressive nation and we're growing steadily and all that. Totally get it. There's beautiful positives when it comes to South Africa, right? But then there's this one small little thing that holds us back. And that one thing is the politics, right? And they all honestly destroyed a beautiful economy. Now, granted, economy wasn't serving everybody, never catered to everybody. But here's the thing, right? Is recolonization the answer to this thing? Because at the end of the day, we have to be realistic and say like, nah, or okay, how will recolonization look, or how will colonization 2.0 look? That's my whole thing. Will it be better for everybody, or will it be better for some people? So let's look at the possible scenarios of recolonization. One, will it be the same as it was before, or will it be similar but not exact same? Would it be the way it is in Cape Town? Because a lot of people complain about Cape Town, right? A lot of people complain that Cape Town is like racist and it's basically only for white people. So will the entire South Africa look and feel like Cape Town? Or will it be like Johannesburg but on steroids? If you know what I'm talking about. So my understanding is that they are frustrated with they're frustrated with the way things are being run currently in South Africa. The corruption, the looting, the stealing, just the outright abandonment of maintenance, the lack of integrity, the outright what's the word? What's the word? The blatant corrupt manners and corrupt ways. Which, to be honest, let's be fair, right? It's not like the party government wasn't corrupt or wasn't blatantly racist or anything. Nothing new. The same thing that this current government is doing is the exact same thing that the old government was doing, right? So what will 2.0 look like? Well, let's be honest. Cape Town is a an example of what it could possibly look like. Orania is a second possibility of what it might look like, where they might push everybody out. But do you honestly think that it could get to a level, a point where they are able to push everybody out? I don't think so. Could it get to levels where they want a totally white utopia? I don't think so. But here's the thing that I do know. If you come to Cape Town, if you know the Boerkap area, right? Boerkap is basically like a heritage site for the Cape Malay people, and it's got rich history, right? A lot of people have lived there for generations, right? Recently, since 20, I don't know, I think 2015, I think, the rates, I'm talking about just the rates and service rates and the rates within that Boerkap area are sky high. People are now having to move out because the rates are now exceeding the rental amounts. That's just in rates. So a lot of people are looking at this and saying, this is definitely a racist move, trying to push the colored people out of there. And a lot of people have had no choice but to sell their homes in order for them to pay the debts that they're owing in rates and taxes. Now, this is a shame because we all know that racism comes in different forms and in different shapes and sizes, right? It's practically impossible to ignore that whilst it's no longer just blatantly racism, but now classism. Because if you are rich, you can move into any area you want to. If you are rich, you can also push out any undesirables that you don't want in your neighborhood, in your vicinity. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. Let's start there, right? The second part we need to acknowledge is that racism is rampant in almost every sector of society. Now, a lot of people have complained that when you're going to buy a house or you want to buy a home in these leafy suburbs, most real estate agents will not sell to black people first. That would not be their first option to sell to them. They will try to get as many white clients as they possibly can. If all options fail, then they have no choice but to sell to a black person. But we all know that the first option will always go to a white person or a white family. It's even known that some black people have to get a white friend or a white colleague to pretend to apply for the house and everything. The house is available, they go, they front man, and then you as a black person go in after your white colleague or white friend has spoken to those people first. That's the only way to get in. And that's sad and that's a shame and that's a reality, right? So 2.0 racism, what will it look like? Number one, we all know that the government top management would almost basically all be white. True. Two, we know that BE will definitely be taken away. It will get rid. People, they'll just get rid of BE because BE has just turned out to be a disaster. Yes, there are some people that have benefited from it, yes, but the actual role of a BE has been a disaster. That should definitely come to an end. Number three, I don't think black and colored people's lives will improve drastically. I mean, as it is now under the government, their lives haven't improved drastically. So what will change then? Number four, certainly the economy, service delivery, I'm 100% sure those things will drastically improve, right? Number five, defense systems, obviously, South Africa will be uh, protected, will definitely strong army, strong police force, strong navy, porous borders will be done away with. And all around, I just think what a normal functioning country should look like. That's what it would become. I can't see us going back to the current porous borders and the weak economy and the lack of service delivery still being a norm. I can't see that happening. Number five, I would see I would see less farm murders per se. Less farm murders. I would definitely see less farm murders. I can definitely see less farm murders because I'm thinking the white people would obviously bring back the commandos and those private securities would actually be a thing in the farming communities. Crime on a whole would definitely be, it wouldn't be reduced, but crime on a whole would definitely be pushed further and further into the high density suburbs, high density areas. I would think that would be a different thing. And I'm thinking black and colored communities are going to be heavily, heavily ignored. Just getting given the minimum as what is currently happening. It's just the minimum, basic minimum. They're just getting given the basics. And they're getting told to get by with just the basics. And that is where the problem really lies, I think. Because when you cater for the minority, when all your resources are focused solely on the minority, then there'll be an issue. So when people are fighting for a recolonization of Africa, surely we have a big problem. Because now it means that we don't want to work together. We want to work separately and we want to work independently. Now, the mere fact that Orania is a cultural place, right? They say it's not necessarily a racist place because it's only for Afrikaners. I cool. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I would also love to create a Muslim only area, where just Muslim you're free to practice whatever you want to practice. I would also love to see a Christian only area. I would also love to see every tribe, every religion, having their own areas where they can freely practice, freely live, however they want to practice. But the honest truth is it practical? Is there enough space, land to cater for every tribe, every religion, every this? Because if we have to do such a thing, we'd have to now say, okay, let's take KwaZulu Natal, for example, the land of the Zulu, right? All Zulu people live in KwaZulu Natal. Now, within that tribal space, you're going to have Christian Zulus, Muslim Zulus, whatever kind of Zulu. Just that alone is going to create another sort of mayhem, which, by all means, to be honest, is another headache on its own. Because, firstly, out of the window goes that whole we are Zulu people only. You understand what I'm saying? Because then it becomes no, we the Christians or we the Muslims have this thing or have. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking to myself, is it tribal? Is it religious? Will it be cultural? Will it be what will it be? You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, it's a reality that some of us just don't seem to want to know. Some of us don't want to understand. Some of us don't want to acknowledge that this is a real threat to the country. and to the continent as a whole. Because while you are here thinking the way you're thinking about unity and prosperity and all that, there are other people out here thinking of your demise. So, what do we do? What is the way forward? Should this be a thing that we all need to embrace to say, okay, the recolonization is the only way to go? Or should we nip it in the bud? As soon as these real things rear their ugly heads, should we nip them in the bud? Or should we let them continue? I mean, should racist people be given platforms? Should um, uh, diabolical political leaders get given platforms? Should people of extremist views get given platforms? I don't know, man. I don't know. All I do know is it looks like it's going to be each man for himself and God for us all. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know, we family, right? Holler.